recording. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our practitioner call. It's Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific, my favorite call of the week, because this is a call that has many practitioners on it, as well as clients of practitioners, to learn about the LifeWave technologies. We talk about first, of course, the X39 stem cell activation patch. We talk about photobiomodulation, how light makes change in the body, but we go deeper in that we also talk about many of David Schmidt's technologies and how they can help practitioners as extra tools in their box to help their clients. So we talk a lot more about many of the technologies. And we have Dr. Patty. She is an MD. I'll let you hear more from her, who she is and why she's excited about the LifeWave technology. And her and I start by talking about some of the technologies, and then we bring other folks in, other practitioners who may also want to add information about what's happening with their clients or with themselves personally. And if you are a client and you have something you'd like to share, please, you are welcome. This call is always more of an hour roundtable call and is a little different than our evening testimonial call. So I hope you enjoy that. With that, Dr. Patty, if you could unmute yourself, tell everyone who you are, where you got your education from, where you practice, and how you learned about LifeWave.
Hi, well, thank you, Marci. It's great to see everyone again today. Just appreciate all of you so much. And I am a medical doctor. My story is a little different than the normal doctor because I went to medical school as a second career. Midlife, I was a music teacher in my first life, so I've connected with some of you guys that have some of that background too. I went to Texas A&M medical school, regular old Western medicine school, but I wanted to learn everything I could because I had chronic autoimmune issues, and many of my friends had some chronic issues, that family that really weren't being helped as much as they would have liked to have been with Western medicine. There's lots of great things about Western medicine, but for a chronic illness, sometimes it comes up short in helping us to feel better. So that's why I went to medical school. And in the process, I did a lot of training on all of the functional medicine side, holistic side, so that I could try to be in prevention. And I'm actually board certified in preventive medicine, and that's what I do these days. And I got introduced to the LifeWave patches from one of my patients. And fortunately, I just, jumped right in with her and the physician that had recommended the patches to her. I spoke to that physician, and now I'm just loving it. I've been doing it since the 1st of May.
So, Dr. Patty, let's first talk about the X39. My guess, this is the patch that your patient told you about. And this is technology David Schmidt, our owner, inventor, and CEO. By the way, he is a cross between Tesla and Iron Man, and he owns the company, and he's never let the company go. It's privately owned by him. He has 100 patents, 100 research studies, and you can look at all of those at startx39now.com. That's startx39now.com and you go to patents and studies. You can see that the X39 has a 20-year patent. That patent says, yes, X39 activates GHK copper peptide, which stimulates stem cells. You can also see the tab on GHK copper peptide. You may want to look at everything that does, as well as there's an 18-minute video by David Schmidt on the X39 technology and the issues it helps with. So if you are a new practitioner on this call and you like research, we have plenty of it. Once again, you go to startx39now.com. So here's how the technology looks. Yes, it looks like a Band-Aid, right? Like you think, how can that be? Well, this Band-Aid is actually a form of wearable light technology. And if you look inside, you will see that there's a white crystal. That white crystal acts as a reflector. Well, what's it reflecting, you ask? Well, it turns out that we have a low-grade infrared light coming off of our body. And when you put that patch on your skin, it actually reflects back a light wave that does something in your body. When you have light making change in your body, the big word is photobiomodulation, light making change in your body. This patch actually activates GHK copper peptide, which is known to activate stem cells, make more stem cells, and reset your stem cells to a younger, healthier state. Now, you may ask yourself, wow, how does that actually do that? Because we're not light. And I would say to you, yes, we are. I would say, have you ever seen people in the military use the night goggles? They see light signature. We are light. When you go out into the sun, have you noticed that the sun actually creates vitamin D in your body? That the sun creates photobiomodulation in the body, making vitamin D. Now, it just so happens we are walking suns. We are our own light source that does the same. So some people say, oh, well, I must wear this, on my skin during the day so the sun hits it. No, the sun does not activate this patch. You do. Your own light activates it. Isn't that cool? So, Dr. Patty, let's go now that we understand how this technology works. Why is it important to activate your stem cells again? Why does that matter?
Well, when we are born, we have millions of stem cells. And by the time we die, we have just a very small percent of what we started with. And so as we age, we're in toxic environments. We don't eat as well as we should. We don't breathe as healthy air. We don't often drink healthy water. We're stressed and sick. And so our stem cell population in our body goes down. And stem cells is one of the best ways our body helps to renew itself with inflammation and damage that's been done, say, to tissues or joints. So we want our stem cells to be activated so we feel good. I know Marci says it's wonderful to feel like you're 20 when you're not, right? And you're older. And so we want to feel as good as we can, have optimal stem cells to treat, to work in our body, to stimulate our own body to be more healthy and to repair itself and rejuvenate itself. And so that's why stem cells are very important. And any way we can stimulate our own cells to be better at producing the kinds of chemicals they produce to make us feel better, and to increase our number of stem cells, it's always a good thing. And that's why we like X39 and X49 as well.
So let me understand that. So basically, our stem cells, when we're 20, okay, you say, yes, I want to be 20 again. Who doesn't? Like, I want to have no gray hair. I don't want to have wrinkles. I want to have the passion and purpose. Do you guys remember what it was like when you were 20, when you felt like you could do anything? Do you remember that? Yeah, I want that again. And I'm slowly getting that again. And I believe it's because it's the X39. And so my question to you is, if our stem cells go dormant when we age, so we have all of these when we're 20, doctor, and we are moving great at 20. We don't really have issues. Do you remember when you had issues? The only issue we may have had when we were 20 is that boyfriend broke up with us or something, but like real issues, right? Did we have that many at age 20? I doubt if we had gray hair, we didn't have wrinkles. Did we have like the lower back pain? Did we have the knee cartilage go out? Did we have, for me, breast cancer? No, we didn't have the issues because our stem cells were working. We were 20. We were repairing every day. And then all of a sudden, our stem cells start to go dormant as we age. In fact, 50% dormant by the time we're 30 and almost completely dormant by the time we're 60. I did not say dead. I said dormant. So the X39, when you put that patch on, it basically activating GHK copper peptide tells those dormant stem cells to start working again. And they start marching and repairing like they did when we were young. Did I get that right, doctor?
That's true. One of the things that stem cells do is they produce chemicals called chemokines and cytokines. And that's what helps those stem cells to be like the hummingbirds we've talked about before, to go to your areas in your body of greatest need for repair and rejuvenation. And as they go there, they release these chemicals, and these chemicals are signals to the body to do all kinds of things that we need. And that's why stem cells are so powerful. Our stem cells that we have as adults aren't ones that are going to cause us to grow a head or another foot or anything crazy like that. No, that's not the kinds of stem cells we have. We have mesenchymal stem cells, and those stem cells then have the knowledge and the wisdom to find what we need in the body, to go to those areas and to help us repair and rejuvenate.
Well, so is that why, some people who start the X39 feel something right away, and some people don't? They might take a month, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months before they feel something. Why did some people feel something right away on X39 and others don't?
I think it's hard to know for sure, but we have a couple of certainly surmises that we could say might be why. One thing I read recently that was just hit me, right here, is that, sometimes people aren't seeing a benefit because they're not hydrating enough. And David Schmidt talks about we've got to hydrate. We've got to hydrate. Our cells need hydration in order for the stem cell patches to work well for us. So that's one of the first things. We can all make sure we're hydrating, making sure we're getting our electrolytes that we need. But one of the main things that I believe is that those stem cells, because they are such hummingbirds, they go to areas that maybe you didn't even know were a problem. Maybe you're starting to develop, let's say, a fatty liver or a cyst on your kidney. You would never know that, but the stem cells know that and see that as a bigger problem and go to those areas first. So you may not feel the energy, let's say, or you may not feel the better sleep that night, or more cognition, or better workouts immediately. And so some people say, I'm not sure. I have a patient just like this, another doctor. I started her on these, and she was so disappointed right at first. And I said, well, you know what? You've got some major problems going on, some chronic issues. I really think those are being treated. Please give it more time. She has. She's now in her 2nd month. She texted me just a couple of days ago. She said, Patty, I can't even believe how much better I feel. I'm so glad I went into that 2nd month. She said, because I'm having the energy like I did when I was 30 years younger. So I'm very excited about that possibility. And we just need to make sure we give it a little time for some patients. For me, I felt it the first day, but often maybe as much as 50% won't feel it for a month or so.
And the people who don't feel it right away, I always ask deeper questions about what's happening to them, like from a more chronic state.
Yes.
I find that many people have kidney, colon, joint issues, like arthritis kind of issues. And so I believe that it's interesting when you go deeper in what's really happening to someone, you'll find that the folks that don't feel it do have more organ issues, and it's going to go there first. And that's a good thing. If you have a fatty liver, let's go and clean that up. If you got something going on with your heart, the most important muscle of your body, let's go clean that up. And then we can go to that bad knee bop and let that unbuckle, right? And that's just true.
Exactly.
So Dr. Patty, you have a clinic, I believe it's in Carlsbad, California, Southern California.
San Clemente, California.
San
very close
Clemente.
to Carlsbad, yes.
So sorry, I got the towns mixed up.
That's okay.
In your clinic, you are an MD, but you also do regenerative medicine. In fact, you were doing back in the day stem cell injections, and GHK copper peptide injections. And I even think glutathione pushes, like all the stuff that seems like really a forward, in the forefront, so to speak. Tell us about those types of treatments versus the patches.
Well, what can I say? So about a year and a half ago, the FDA took away the option legally for the regenerative clinics to do stem cell injections and stem cell IVs and intranasal applications. Patients now, if you want to get stem cells of that sort, you have to go outside of the United States. The peptides that we use and have been using are injectable. So that means that you as a patient have to be willing every day to stick a little tiny needle, it's tiny, but it's a needle, into your body to get that injected peptide, which is GHK copper, the same one we get through the patch. When I found out that we had a patch, that study showed it had stem cell activation and it had GHK copper peptide activation. Nothing I was taking in as a medicine or a drug, but stimulating my body. That's what I love holistically, right? It was like a no-brainer. And the cost, of course, is just a fraction of what these other treatments cost. So it's something every patient can do. And I love that.
So let me ask you this, like one of these X39, this is a 30-day supply, about $100 a month, really less than a cup of coffee a day to wear this. What would it cost to get yourself injected with stem cells, doctor, as a comparison?
Oh gosh, anywhere from about $2,000 all the way up to maybe $20,000, depending on what you do and how much you do and how you do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is really reasonable.
Yes, unbelievably. And it's about a third of the cost of the injectable peptides. So it's just, those are $300, $350 a month. So yeah, it's really great.
So let's talk about how you wear this. This is 12 hours on to activate and repair and 12 hours off. David, once again, the owner, inventor, and CEO, says you can wear this patch right below the back of your neck or underneath the belly button. That's where the research was done. But remember, your whole body is light. So really any spot will do. I broke my wrist about 8 weeks ago. And so I put one like right here, and you can wear them during the day or you can wear them at night. The only rule is 12 hours on to activate and repair and 12 hours off. The reason it's not 24 hours over and over and over again is because our body is light. And this is a signal. This is non-transdermal. You are not putting someone else's stem cells in your body with this. It is using light as a form of photobiomodulation, light making change in the body to activate GHK in your own body, which tells your dormant stem cells to start marching again. Okay, so if you wear it 24 hours over and over and over again, your body gets used to the signal and it doesn't work so well. David's made about 15 other phototherapy patches. And so we're going to talk about a few other ones, but no, every patch has its own 12-hour clock, and you can wear as many as you want together. And you can wear them either all day or all night, or some you can wear during the day and some you can wear at night. That is your choice. And as we talk about a few of the other technologies, know that that's how it works. They're all a form of wearable light technology. And if you go to startx39now.com and you scroll down, it's about 3/4 of the way down. After you learn about all of the X39 stem cell activation patches, you can click a tab now and you can learn about some of the other patch technologies if you're interested in knowing about all the tools in the box. And you can go to YouTube, and the tab is right there as well. It's called LifeWave Health, and we teach you how you can actually go to YouTube and search David Schmidt and any of the patches that you would like to know more about the science on. He does 60-minute science interviews on every single technology he does. So I know many of you practitioners are going to want to research. I know Dr. Patty went to LifeWave Health and she went to YouTube and she hit LifeWave Health and then she searched David Schmidt and Alavida, David Schmidt and Glutathione, David Schmidt and X49, David Schmidt and X39. And that's how she educated herself on the technology from the inventor. And so once again, you can go to startx39now.com and educate yourself. So with that, Dr. Patty, what are some of your symptoms as a doctor? So this is interesting. Dr. Patty is a doctor, and you always think doctors have no issues because they're a doctor. Well, it turns out that's not true. So Dr. Patty has some issues, and she's going to tell you about that. And then I would love for you to tell me some of the other patches you use, why you use them, and we'll talk a little bit about those as well.
Sure. I always like to share my own struggles with my patients because they know more than that I truly understand them. If they come and tell me a big toe hurts and their eyes blinking too much, I say it's connected because I believe in mind, body, spirit. And so I'm always searching for myself and others to see as sort of, I'm a healer, I'm healed, and as you're a healer, you're healed, and vice versa. So I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis now close to 10 years ago. And so I decided not to take the big pharmaceutical drugs. I wanted to work at it with lifestyle very diligently. And so I deal with some pain, chronic pain that comes from that, particularly at night. Although I don't have that anymore. That's my great story, because the first night I started in with X39. That day I felt euphoric, energy like I hadn't had before, well-being, just incredible. That night I started ice wave patches because my pain was so bad I needed to do something. And I felt like I slept a little better that night too, just from that one day of the X39. But most of the reason I slept better is because my pain was reduced about 50% that first night. After 2 more nights of sort of tweaking the patch placement a little bit, I reduced my pain to about 80%. And more recently, I can say that pain at night is about 90% gone. Incredible.
That is incredible. And did you use Ice Wave? And how did you use Ice? What is Ice Wave?
So Ice Wave is one of what we call a complementary or supplemental supporting patch that goes along with X39. And again, I can't, diagnose, treat, anything like that for you. All I can do is tell you my story. But for my story, Ice Wave is one of those supporting patches to help with pain. Our idea and our hope is that over time, by the rejuvenation of our body through X39, that we won't need other supporting patches. But now I do, so I use the Ice Wave for pain. And it's just been wonderful. I used it that first night, and I've been using it now for about 4 months.
So here's what Ice Wave looks like. The Ice Wave is one of our 2 patch systems. And once again, these are all forms of photobiomodulation, light making change in the body. So on this call, we go over more than just one technology. So this Ice Wave, David says, basically breaks the connection of pain in the connective tissue. Yes, much of the pain in your body is in connective tissue. So the brown is like a negative charge. The white is like a positive charge. Have any of you ever had to charge a car battery? Yeah, remember, you got a negative and a positive charge. You're basically doing the same to your body. So where do you hurt the most? Put the brown patch on it. Then put the white patch about 3 inches away. And that breaks the connection of pain in your body. Then you throw an X39 in there to repair, because Ice Wave is going to stop the pain, but is not going to repair. So for example, I'll just show you on my own hand, right? So where does my hand hurt the most? It really hurts right there at the wrist. And then I would take the white patch and I'd put it about 3 inches away. And then I already have the X39 in the middle. So it just went around my hand like that. I call that loving the spot of pain or popping the spot, right? And so that is one way that you can deal with pain with the ice wave as the X39 is repairing. Now, Dr. Patty, because she has symptoms of MS, she has full body pain. So how did you block your pain, Dr. Patty, with ice wave?
So what I did was I went onto the website and I went into the ice wave patch itself, scrolled all the way down to the bottom to see usage and videos. And they had some videos there of David Schmidt with, I'm not sure who the person is, maybe it was Emily, I'm not sure, but he was showing how to place the patch. And at first, when he was doing it, you think it's just going to be like truly hocus pocus. You can't believe it that what Marci says, that really can be interrupted, but almost instantly it is. And so you try a few different places, but for me, I had to use whole body. And so there's video and information on the whole body where you put 2 under your feet, and then you put 2 maybe up on your shoulders. And the idea is it covers that whole body between those patch placements.
I love that. You kind of block the pain in the whole body. And once again, you can go to your website. You all have your own website under products. Go to IceWave and go to usage, and you can see how to do that. We also will have those usage videos on startx39now.com very soon. So we're super excited to have that as an addition to our site. So with that, let's talk about Aeon. What's that, doctor?
Well, I love Aeon because Aeon is just think anti-inflammatory. And so what you want to do is decrease inflammation in the body. And I believe that's why it's such a good pair with X39, because you want to reduce inflammation so the stem cells aren't having to be so distracted with so much inflammation. They can really target those areas that you want them to target. So pairing them together is a very synergistic effect to reduce inflammation, which of course reduces pain and helps your body overall to work better.
So let me understand that, doctor. Aeon activates a peptide in the liver that reduces inflammation. And what you're saying, and I believe you learned this by looking at one of those 60-minute videos from David Schmidt, inflammation is an eater of stem cells. So X39 is going to activate those stem cells. Awesome. But if you got too much inflammation, it's just going to be like a Pac-Man and try to eat the stem cells. So if you wear them together and reduce inflammation, you're going to turbocharge X39 to repair better. Did I get that right?
I believe it does work better compared when it's put together with Aeon. And so I prescribe that not only for myself, but also for my patients.
So you could put those right below the back of your neck together, under your belly button together, or once again, you could pop the spot. So in this example, here's my owie. I never knew my broken wrist would become such a good example, but there's my owie wrist, right? And I could just go like that. And now I've popped the spot with X39 stem cell repair, Aeon to stop inflammation, and ice wave to break the connection of pain. And we doctors call that the pain and repair protocol. And it's beautiful because X39 and Aeon are repairing where ice wave takes the pain away. What we find is that after about a month or 2, you don't even really need ice wave anymore because you've already got the repair done by X39 and Aeon. So it's a really great protocol when you're having pain and inflammation and what I like to say, the things that make our bodies hurt. David also said that he learned about Aeon and the peptide that Aeon activates at a dinner party. And he was talking to this famous scientist, and David loves to talk about real things in nature because he realizes that we can imitate nature. And one of the real things in nature are that queen bees live 50% longer than worker bees. And he asked the scientist, why is that the case? And the scientist said, well, the queen bee only gets the royal jelly. And it turns out that there's a special peptide in the royal jelly that increases longevity. And then he said, and guess what, David? And David said, what? It's in the human body, in the liver. So guess what Aeon activates? The queen bee royal peptide jelly. The queen bee, the peptide that is the queen bee royal jelly peptide. Here, how do you like that? So not only does Aeon reduce inflammation, but it activates the peptide of the queen bee royal jelly, which will also increase longevity. So I don't go a day without X39 and Aeon. Those are always my first two, what I like to call the workhorse of the line, and they are always my base patches. What about you, Patty? What are your base patches?
So I have a number of base patches because I like them so much, but I had been doing X39 and 49 during the day and Aeon at night. And the benefit of doing them like that opposite each other is that you get some coverage for inflammation all the time. I read something else that made me decide, you know what, I'm going to switch Aeon and Carnosine. I was using Carnosine in the day, but I read that Carnosine for some people might make them a little sleepy. So I thought, oh, that'd be a great another thing to help at night with sleep. So I moved it and I switched my Aeon to the day. So now I'm wearing it together. So I think either way is good. I am finding that I think I'm feeling even more energy now during the day. So it may be as a result of that change.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. What's X49? Why is it one of your favorite? What does this do?
So X49 helps a pathway in our body to be activated called AHK copper. And remember, peptides are just short chains of amino acids that our body makes naturally. And AHK versus GHK, it's just one amino acid change. But that amino acid change is significant. So AHK copper, that X49 helps our body to stimulate that pathway. It's a little bit more in regard to performance and fat burning and conversion of fat into muscle strength, bone strength. I have a lot of patients that really want better workouts and better recovery from their workouts. Soft tissue repair that they may need because they've had some workouts where they've done a little damage there. And that's where X49 comes in. Very, very good one. I love it.
Wow. So, I mean, just let me hear that one more time. X49 builds lean muscle mass and builds bone for women.
So it's going to convert fat into muscle and it's going to make your bones stronger.
Wow.
And we have studies that show that to be true. And of course, it's a synergistic effect because if you're working out, you're doing weight-bearing exercise because now you feel like you have the energy to do it, right?
Right.
And you're recovering without just being so sore. You're just in agony. And so you stop your workouts. You're going to build more muscle and more bone because you're doing the very things that weight-bearing produces.
I also hear it's super good for brain support and heart support. What's your thought on that?
Yes, I've seen that as well in David Schmidt's comments and studies. So it makes sense because the heart's a big muscle. And so if we're strengthening muscle, you know, as we get older, we don't want to waste away. We've seen a lot of older people that just have wasted away, basically. We don't want that. We want to be strong. And my son is an interventional cardiologist, and he always says, he tells his patients, you want to live a long time, and then you want to die fast. And, you know, I always say, happy, healthy, happy, healthy, happy, healthy, dead, right? We want to have quality of life. We don't want to have a quantity of we're just wasted away. We want to be active and strong, have good brains, good hearts.
I love that. Happy, healthy, happy, healthy, happy, healthy, dead.
Exactly.
Can I sign up for that one, please? There you go.
Right.
So speaking of happy, healthy, happy, healthy, happy, healthy, what's carnosine? How does carnosine make us happy, healthy?
Well, carnosine is also very good for the heart. And for me, it's a bit of a relaxer. I just love the feeling that I have on Carnosine, just a little bit. I don't know why, but I just feel a little bit more chilled out. I know that it's working to repair my heart in a very important way. Carnosine is something that does make us stronger overall, we know. And we use Carnosine supplements. You know, if you're working out, you want to use Carnosine. Many people do in the gym and so on. But this isn't giving us Carnosine, so it can get out of balance. It's just stimulating our body to produce that. And when we have a really good, strong heart, we're going to have a strong body.
Well, I'll tell you, doctor, I just took one out because I didn't put it on last night, and I just put it right on my heart. So if you have Carnosine right now and you have not worn it for 24 hours, I give you permission right now, grab your little sleeve, take one out and put it right on your heart, because it feels good. There she goes. I think Jan's doing it. She's putting one right on her heart. Is Sandy putting one on her heart? She might be. Annie, where's your Carnosine? So the reason that Carnosine feels so good, I don't, you listen to David Schmidt's video on how it works, and you practitioners can do the same thing too, but there's something about Carnosine, like Aeon, that seems to put your body in rest and digest. It just feels like love. And I can't explain it other than it feels like love. So if you want to feel like love, put one of those on your heart. It also, you ready for this? Bob's going to go get a Carnosine for his heart. I saw him. Isn't this the funnest call ever? So it actually protects something called telomeres. There, Thomas putting one on his heart. Telomeres, I got chills. That's always God's way of saying he likes that. It is a protector of telomeres. David did research. Once again, he likes to research the animal kingdom. And what he found is that, there it is, put it on there, right there. Everybody, you can put it right on your heart, right there. Lobsters and clams live about 300 years. And David wanted to know why lobsters and clams live 300 years. Well, it turns out their immune systems get stronger with age and ours get weaker. And you have a terrible headache. You put that Carnosine right where your head hurts, honey. I give you permission. And he wanted to find out why. And it turns out that it's in the telomere. Telomeres are the lady fingers of the DNA. And as you get older, your telomeres shrink. And when they shrink down to nothing, you are dead. The longer they are, the longer we have good, happy life. So we want our telomeres protected. That is what Carnosine does. It protects your telomeres. And I believe that is why it feels like love, because it's Carnosine loving your longevity. Seriously. So that's Carnosine. I think we just fell in love with Carnosine today. Okay. So let's talk about glutathione. What do you think about that one, Patty?
Well, you know, I think I love the fact that the Aeon, the glutathione, and the Carnosine are sort of grouped together as sort of, in a sense, like our healthy aging patches, or something that we need all three of those. And often David Schmidt talks about sort of alternating them. So, you know, our X39 and 49 are our vitamins. We want to take those every day from my perspective. But the Aeon, the Carnosine, and the glutathione, we may not take every day. We may alternate. And I think sometimes with these patches, we can get a little bit of headache sometimes from them, particularly with glutathione, because it's our master detoxer. But even with Carnosine, some people get that, and with Aeon, and maybe get a little sleepy with Carnosine or whatever, because to be something that's healthy aging, it's going to help our bodies be detoxing. And when our bodies detox, sometimes we get some problematic symptoms. So that's why we ease into those. Glutathione in particular, we don't do these patches. Well, I do give Aeon every day for my patients, but glutathione and Carnosine, I have patients take them 2 or 3 days a week, which is what David Schmidt recommends. And I think that that makes sense. And so with glutathione, if you're really detoxing, like Marci said, we used to use the glutathione pushes, and some of the clinics still do, that I work with. But those, you get glutathione fast and furious. It doesn't last very long in the bloodstream, and it's expensive. And so why not have glutathione that we're not pumping into our bodies, we're activating the glutathione pathway. And that's what I love about it. And we ease into it rather than taking it all day, every day.
And I love that because glutathione is your master antioxidant pathway and
That's
your
right.
master detoxification pathway. So glutathione is like no joke. Like it's going to detoxify things like fungus, mold, virus, bacteria, toxins, metals, chemicals, Roundup. You can imagine what happens every day living in our environment. And David said in the last 20 years, our environment got even more toxic. That's why he recommends X39 and glutathione for children now, even because he said 20 years ago they didn't need it, but our environment has become very toxic and we need support to move it out. You may even be eating a clean diet, organic foods, vegetables, water, all of that, but still just walking around in our environment, you can't help but grab the chemicals. So with that, glutathione will pull that out, but it will also detoxify you. And you may get a headache, a stomach ache. You might have diarrhea trying to push everything out. That's not a bad thing. It may feel bad, but at least it's getting it out. But as Dr. Patty says, this is the patch where you may want to wear half of a patch for maybe 3 hours. And then the next day, wear the other half of a patch for 3 hours. This is the patch where you must drink plenty of water because it's going to pull out the toxins. Either you're going to urinate it out, defecate it out, or it's going to come out through the skin. Okay, so just be prepared that glutathione is going to do that. Also, Patty was talking about researching more on glutathione through David's videos, and she found glutathione actually also helps with pain. And I've started wearing it in my pain spot now, Patty, after you talked about that, because it made sense to me. We have so many toxins in the nerves. Of course, all those toxins are going to create pain. What's your thought on that?
No, I do think so. To me, it's one of my strongest ones because Marci and I both have a sore wrist, a right wrist, and I hurt my wrist a little bit too. And I've been using glutathione on it. Didn't break it like Marci did, but I injured it a little bit. And it just seems, and I wear the glutathione during the day, and it seems to be very helpful. The reason glutathione is our strongest antioxidant and our strongest detoxer is because that's what an antioxidant means. It means that it's able to grab onto oxidants in the body, which is aging signs. Let's just call those aging signs. And it's antioxidant. So it grabs onto those things that could be, like Marci said, it might be mold or mildew, or it may just be breakdowns of your cells. And it grabs onto it, binds to them, and pulls it out. So you may have some detox, but if you do that signs, that's great. You don't want it to be too much. So with the patch, what's so wonderful, we can control that level and speed of detox. If you get a push, it's on you. There's not much you can do about it. You may just feel bad for a couple of days, and we don't want that. So that's why the patch is so great. You can control the amount of time that you are exposing yourself to stimulating that pathway until your body gets used to it.
I love that. And we have some interesting questions on chat. Of course, we don't diagnose, treat, or cure any diseases, but we can tell you some protocols. So we like the pain and repair protocol would be X39 Aeon Ice Wave. Yes. And for an organ detox could be X39 Aeon Glutathione Carnosine. What do you think on that?
Yes, I agree. I think that'd be a great one. Absolutely.
Skincare for the skin, and we'll talk about this in a minute, would be X39 Glutathione and the Alavita skincare set. And we'll talk about Alavita in just a moment. For a brain health would be X39, Aeon, Carnosine, and X49. And maybe for nerve support, muscle support, X39, Aeon, Glutathione, Carnosine as an example. So we're just giving you a couple different protocols based on some of the things that I just saw in chat. And Dr. Patty, I quickly went through those. Are you in agreement for certain issues like categories? Sounds good to you?
Absolutely, because this is just stimulating our body's pathways that are helpful to us for good health. And so you can do some experimenting with it. SP6 is another good one that sometimes I've seen some things on that say it can help stabilize sugars. And so it does that too, also with appetite and cravings. And often we have cravings because our blood sugars fall. So that's another one that you could, consider using. Absolutely.
Oh, I love, yeah, SP6, sugar, food cravings, hormone support is also, I know doctor talks about that for SP6. Nerve support for feet, nerve kinds of issues. Remember, nerves are X39 stem cell, Aeon for inflammation, glutathione gets the toxins off the nerves. Ice wave could take the pain away from all that nerve issue. I think that would be a great protocol, and Carnosine would be wonderful for all the organ support that goes along with nervous system issues. So that might be a nice protocol. And you can go to startx39biz.com. That's startx39biz.com. And you can go to our tab called Join Telegram, and you can join the Practitioner Telegram. And that's where we post all of these recordings for your review. You can also go to a tab called Input Order. I believe it's tab number 9. Maybe Jan can confirm that tab number for me. And in the Input Order, tab number 9, you can find the practitioner protocol order form, and you can actually see some of those protocols. You can also see the one-page all products to see a brief paragraph about what all these products are. You can also find that one-page all product now at startx39now.com under Learn About All the Patches section. So know that there's plenty of resources that you can go to learn yourself about what some of these protocols are, how to send them to folks, and also if you want to print some of this out for your own office. I know Dr. Patty loves the protocol order form for her patients, and she also loves the one page that she talks to her patients about. So before we end, I'll just quickly show you where that is if you have practice and you want to know where you would print off your forms. And then of course you can always call Jan Rand. She is all about the logistics and the individual help to all of us. She now works full-time for me, and she's a presidential director. If you could put your name, email, and phone number in chat. And if some of you practitioners and clients just want to know, where do I find these forms? She can help you. Or how do I set up my office? She can help you. Or I got my first order in my practice, but I don't know how to put it in so the company can ship the product like Amazon and you get a thank you check. She can teach you and show you all of that. So let's go quickly, doctor, let's end our call, shall we, with Alavita. What's Alavita and why do you like it?
I was hoping you were going to ask me about that because all week, my husband keeps saying, you have the most beautiful countenance. It's just like your face and your skin. And he's just commenting. That's the way my husband is. He just off the top of his head, that's what he thinks. And so after he said it a few times, I thought, I bet you my Alavita's really kicking in. And then my daughter, who lives in Virginia, commented on it as well. And she's not even side by side with me. So I got really excited because I've been using aloe vera now for probably a good month. And I use it at night, the patch at night. I use the day cream and the night cream. I was using another product, line of products that has NAD in them that are great, but it's a little more involved and a little more expensive. And I thought, I'm going to just drop that, go for the aloe vera, see how it does. And it's so simple to use, so reasonably priced, and I love the way it feels. So I think it's the best skincare regimen anybody could do, and the price is incredible.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I believe that this is a little secret to our face beauty. And I've been wearing this for 3 years now, and it increases your collagen. And it seems to give you a great glow, and it tightens your chin. And I'm 55, and I have to say, I do not have the turkey neck, and I should at my age. I really don't. Okay. It's crazy. And so all you do with aloe vera, okay, don't laugh. You put it right between your eyebrows, and that hits your pineal gland. And of course you wear it at night, because otherwise you're going to look like a dork during the day. So you wear that at night, and then you wear your night cream and your day cream. And what aloe vera does is it reduces oxidative stress in your body by 5 minutes. And that's what Dr. Patty was talking about, that oxidation, that's like the little free radicals that eat all the stuff and make you look old. Aloe vera says bye-bye to that. And here's the thing, if you go and watch an aloe vera 60-minute video on YouTube, LifeWave Health, David Schmidt and aloe vera, you will hear him show you or see, he does energy scans. And there's this scan of this woman or man, I'm not sure what, if it was a man or a woman, but the energy went from a dark purple with holes in it to a gorgeous turquoise in 5 minutes. Hence why we have the color of turquoise on the package. That's really what your energy signature will look like once you start wearing aloe vera. Who doesn't want to be turquoise, right? So here's the funny part. You can get a day and night cream and 2 sleeves of aloe vera, 30-day supply, so 60 days, for $150 in the skincare kit. It's cheaper just to buy the whole kit every time when you need more aloe vera patches. So now I have more of these bottles, and I put it all over my body now, because this is made out of algae oil, which is exactly the oil that's in your skin. It has fat-soluble vitamin C in it and milk peptide protein, which helps to build collagen. And it also adds, I can never pronounce this word. Can you pronounce it for me? Hydrochloric acid. Did I pronounce that right? I don't think so.
Hyaluronic acid.
You've got to teach me that word before our next call. Say it one more time.
Hyaluronic acid.
Hyaluronic acid.
Hyaluronic. I got it with an L. Hyaluronic acid. I did it. So that stuff is no joke. That's an expensive beauty care. And that acid helps to build collagen, something like that. So anyway, try your skincare and know that it works. With that, it is 10 o'clock. I'm going to show you 2 things, because the other piece that Dr. Patty really wants for practitioners is she wants you guys to know where you can get the information so that you can set up your office correctly or share with other practitioners. So the first site I'm going to quickly show you is startx39now.com. This is the site where I want you to go to learn about X39. We have it in English, Spanish, and Deutsch. This is all about X39. There's the patents and studies. There's the reverse aging with GHK. I want you to go watch the 18-minute video of David Schmidt talking about this technology and the issues it helps with. And then here's patchment placement. There is the testimonials. If you want to go to our patching testimonial calls, we do them Monday through Friday. You are welcome to come. It's just 30 minutes a night with people talking about real life experiences. And then we talk about the technology, quick 30 minutes. You don't want to miss that. And then there's the benefits of X39. And then here is where you can click to learn about more of our other patching technologies. And then we explain how to search through YouTube to really learn the science of every technology. We're super excited about anything that has to do with David Schmidt. Now, you can also go to startx39biz.com. That's the business site. And if you ever want to come work the office with us to learn how we run the business, come, is open to everyone. And here's the great thing. I put a lot of my money back into gifting, and I teach you all how to gift, follow up, and close. And it's a lot of fun to work together. We're not alone. We're a community. And then, of course, Dr. Patty asked for a couple. Oh, here's the Telegram. Number 5, this is where you would join Telegram. And this is where you would go and you could be part of our big community. You could be just testimonials only. We have 3,000 testimonials. We also have all of our business training. Here is where our practitioner group is, and the before and after pictures. This is just people showing before and after. A picture tells 1,000 words. You come here and just add yourself to all of our chats on Telegram. If you're not on Telegram, no big deal. All you do is you download Telegram. You have to download it and sign in, like make an account, and then add your contacts. And then once you do that, come back and click all the links. And that's how you get in. You can do this on your phone. We've created this site to work with your phone. And then also we love the take the order section, number 9. Okay, this is where you can see the doctor practitioner order form. Dr. Patty asked for this to be made for practitioners. We have the pain and repair, the detox and brain, the skin care, the sleep, the hormone and digestion, and then of course 1X39 the following month to keep your stem cells activating. Dr. Patty just has her patients. She fills these out for her patients. She has hired an assistant who inputs all the orders, and then the company ships. Pretty simple. And then the company pays a thank you check for shipping. You don't even have to have a ton of inventory. You just ship like Amazon. That's it. Jan can teach you how to do that. We also are going to bring a bigger pack, the $4.99 pack, and have a protocol for that, for the folks that want to have a bigger protocol for the entire family. So that will be added. We also, this is where we have our one page that Dr. Patty loves, and is quickly what we've talked about, all the different patches and the placement. And so literally you can basically set up your office with printing a few of these out, a few of the protocol order forms, and you're ready to go and build your business by helping all of your clients. With that, I thank you so much for coming. I'm going to stop the recording now.